All right, I am back. I'm back to drawing, no gaming this time. As you see, it looks a little bit different from what or where I left off the last time. Something unfortunate happened with my Photoshop. I I left it open. I usually leave my computer on for quite a while, and my Windows did a Windows update, a uh, very forced Windows update, and unfortunately it closed Photoshop, and it also deleted all of my progress. So what I came back to was basically this, maybe one of the other versions. Oh yeah, this one, something like this. So I came back to this. I was like, I'm pretty sure I made more progress than just that. But there was nothing I could do. There was no way to recover it. I tried my best. I tried multiple things. So now I'm stuck with the alternative, which was going from this thumbnail that I created for YouTube, getting rid of the font and everything else. And now I'm back to this. There's a little bit of stuff that I have to redraw, or rather, I'm not going to redraw this. I could obviously go into a VOD and then just put that on top and kind of recover it from there, but I feel like at this point I'm just gonna fill it in with what feels right in the moment, and then hopefully make some progress today as well. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. I was quite upset because it was a few hours of work, but I guess it happens, and now I can go back to just casually drawing. I missed the drawing anyway, so I might as well just do some more drawing. It's a bit of an adjustment now, because obviously now if I try to use this size of paint or of a pencil, it's going to be a bit too large because the size has kind of changed. I have to try to adapt to what is left here. Let's see, does this work? Kind of does, but it still feels a little off. I don't know if I had a different type of pen last time. I presume it didn't go over too much of what I did. Let's see, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I don't know how much of my, or how many of my settings in Photoshop actually got saved. And I think the quality of the background is probably slightly lower. You can see it if I zoom in very far. It's very very pixelated, because obviously I restored this from a PNG and not a Photoshop file. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna just try to recover this, kind of finish the things in a way where they feel fine. I feel like there was a bulbous thingy here, so I'm gonna replant that. I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot how I made the bulbous thingies. Let me look at one of them. Is there one available? Yeah, here in the bottom. Okay, just very plant-like, very it's almost mushroomy. I'll come up from here as well. I have to readjust a little bit to the drawing tablet because I haven't used it for a week, or roughly a week. No, this looks really weird. I think in general this is fine. Oh, is this my razor? Really? This large? Ooh. Yeah, this looks fine. I think I can go a little bit harder on the paint. I can go a little bit harder on the black here. Just filling things back in. I hope this is nice. I also, after streaming with abysmal audio quality last time, I've funced with my audio a little bit so that hopefully I am neither muted nor extremely hard to understand. Yeah, there's this weird sheen here now that I have to kind of maybe get rid of now. You know, this I don't want to completely just redraw what was here before, because obviously it's gonna look like I drew something instead of I drew something. That's not really what I want to have happen here. I think I can do without the lower one. So yeah, I think from further away, I feel like I can see that I've tried to fix something here, but maybe that's just my eye now being very critical of it. I'll try to just continue on and see what happens if I like it. Obviously, it's a bit upsetting. This is the first time I've drawn something large in the past 15 years, probably. So losing something like that is unfortunate. There's not much I can do about it, so I might as well just adjust to it. All right, now for this one. I know that these areas looked a little bit different, but I honestly don't remember what I had in here, so I might just... Ooh, what is this? Oh, were this bubbles? Was this bubble or was it a bulge? Yeah, I guess I could always try to go back to the previous one, the previous VODs or videos, and try to just recover what I did there. But there's this Japanese art of when something breaks, redrawing it with gold. I'm skipping out on the gold part, but I'm at least gonna redraw it a bit and not linger too much on the thing that that broke that isn't here anymore. Oh, this is weird. This feels like the line up here is a little bit... It doesn't feel like it's flowing correctly. Am I gonna get rid of the entire line above? I think I'm fine with this. I don't have to overcorrect now. Oversteer. I assume there's going to be a little bit missing here. I'm going to check once I've kind of filled in the very obvious missing things, like this half bubble floating in the air. I'm going to check if there are any areas that look particularly empty, because obviously I want to correct that. I have to do something with the face, because the face was drawn on this, I guess, teal background, and I don't have the teal background anymore. I guess I have the color, so I could just replicate it as the canvas. I might do that instead of trying to get rid of the red here, because now, even with all the nice layers I had with the eyes and the mouth, I won't be able to get to recover that or to change it. So, like if I want to change the mouth, for example, I had this lighter shade as well, and I was kind of debating between them. I will have to either draw over it or just completely redo it. So I'm just gonna leave it as is for now. Ooh, I think it's gonna be a bit iffy with the different layers, because I was very liberal in drawing over the lines here, because I was like, okay, I can at worst just erase that, but now obviously I can't erase that. It's all in the same layer now. That's gonna be fun. Was this just a hanging droplet? Ooh, do I want to add a kind of yin and yang thing element? I think I think that might look very cool. Obviously, that kind of requires this to be even. So it would have to be something like, we can go a little bit harder here. We can start up here. Maybe up here. So this one should be even. Then I go up like this and down. Oh, there's now a lot more down than there's up, but it's fine. Not like this is gonna be, someone's gonna take a tape measure to this and be like, oh, there's a little bit too much down there or up there. Yeah. I think I like this. I can see when I color this, how I color this. But at least now we already have an addition that wasn't here the last time. Isn't that nice? Oh, that was a bit too much. So I'm making progress, even though a lot of it is just regression. It's kind of weird. I mean, the lettering here said progress. The P is not really visible anymore. The R and rest of it obviously currently still is. I think once I continue all the chopped off lines, oh, this one is weird. This one I have to adjust my drawing tablet a little bit for. Oh, it's such an unnatural line because I have to turn my hand. Ugh. Oh, I hate drawing this. Feels very odd. All right. I think I fixed it. This area can be fixed a little bit more. At least I have proof that I actually drew this. Even though I think one part was muted, so that's deleted. But at least outside of that, I have the journey, even if the result is not where I wanted it to be. I think most of the elements I drew are kind of easy to follow, or easy-ish, easy enough. I might just spend some time going over the individual lines again, just to have this, yeah, blurry effect out of it, but I'm definitely not going to do that on stream. I think already drawing is a little bit boring, a little bit too simple to follow. So if I then spend some time just, what was this? Then spend some time just retracing lines, that must be just incredibly boring. Okay, so I think this was kind of a band that was going around the thing, but I think I like of the canvas, but I think I like turning it into one of those bulbs. I think I went a little bit too large here. Something like this. I have no idea where this originates or what it was previously, but now it kind of feeds in well into the overall. But oh yeah, it was these bubbles coming up from the center. I think that's where I am right now. So yeah, I think interrupting that is quite nice actually. Well, there was a bigger bubble here. There's not much left. There's also something behind it. I don't know what that was. Now, those are three lines that go into completely opposite directions. Yeah, I guess roughly like this. It's a bit furry on the side, but I think a furry bubble could be worse. All right, I'm gonna finish the lower part of the, I guess, halo type thing, type shit. I just want it kind of nice and oh, that I don't think that I like that. I think that looked much nicer before. I don't know why. I think it looks a little bit too cornery. What's happened here? Maybe it's nice. Maybe I just have to finish the rest of it and then it will kind of come together. Oh, those are some wrong, incorrect lines. I kind of want to tilt my drawing tablet like this. Maybe I'm going to tilt my drawing tablet. Oh, I know I've... Okay. This is, I want to go up. I want to go like this. No, God, no. Tilting my drawing tablet is an awful idea. It just leads to me being completely unable to follow what I'm doing. I'll just have to deal with this. Kind of need to tilt myself. I guess good enough. This is fine. How big is this halo? Oh, it kind of goes over there. That's so big. I was gonna bring it back down, but I think it needs to expand even more. Or at least continue even more. Although it's going down on this side. So maybe continuing it is a bit too much. Nah, I'm just gonna carry on. I'm just gonna see how things end up looking when I'm done. And if anything looks stupid at that point, I can always redo it, replace it, something like that. Oh, you were a kind of pointy thing. I think I see where you're coming from. You came from down there. That's a long way you traveled. Let's see if I can rebuild you. I have the technology. You were a chonky fucker as well. Oh god. Is this correct? Yeah, I think this is fine. It looks a little bit small on top. I guess these blacks are kind of slightly different. The one I got rid of is a little bit more teal, I guess. Maybe that's the effect of the teal in the background that was kind of merging with this. So I think once I add the teal back in, it might look completely different. What the heck did I do here? So I think I'm just gonna continue the halo-like sash here. It's weird because this feels like it goes way down already, but I know that it merges with this line here. So it's kind of fairly long way that it feels like it should go down earlier. But I assume I was of sound mind when I drew it the first time, so I might as well continue and trust in me from a few days or weeks ago. Yeah, I think this is roughly fine. All right, Oh yeah, this is going to be an easy one. There's a big thingy here. A big sash or like decorative band that goes all the way out of the image. That one will be easy to replace. Or easy to complete again. What letter am I in right now? I think the G from progress. Luckily towards the left side it's gonna be a lot more, lot more open image-wise, so I can just have larger areas that I need to replace. There aren't that many elements in there. I'm very glad I even saved this as a thumbnail image. I didn't do thumbnails for all of these videos, and obviously if I hadn't done that, I would have had to, I guess, capture it from the stream. That would have been awful to line up. Yeah. I'm quite glad it's a little bit blurry, but at least it's usable and I don't have to redraw like 5 or 6 hours of progress. Maybe less. Maybe this wasn't that bad. Alright. I'm kind of just drawing this band hoping that that the progress or the progression here makes sense. Oh, these are struggling to reach each other. Sorry for the clicking. I assume that was audible. I have this one button on my drawing tablet that's just Control Z. Just to get rid of large swashes of mistakes. Or happy accidents. Alright, we don't have to go this dark. I think it's fine if I just draw it like... Does it belong together? It kind of doesn't feel like it belongs together. It feels like this one would... maybe with a little bit less of an incline. Yeah, this one feels like it would belong up here. Beautiful. And then the other half comes back down. Maybe that was one of the bulb thingies. Even if it wasn't, I might as well make it one. It looks a little bit odd. I don't really know what the bottom here is supposed to be. Maybe I don't want it exactly like... Oh, that's a... Oh, I see. It looks a bit odd because it looked odd previously. What was I doing here? I don't know what this is. I think here I just dislike the source material. I might just have to get rid of some of the areas I drew here. Obviously that's in a different layer, so I have to switch layers real quick. Yeah, I think this is much more editable. I was about to say edible. Obviously don't eat the yummy paint. Yeah, do this. Do 2 strings of this. And we're golden. Very nice. Alright, there are still some areas that are missing a lot of detail. But I think already I can see how things are coming back together, which is quite a nice feeling. I felt extremely down when everything seemed to be missing, everything was gone. Kind of opening up the image and seeing something that I had done 2 streams expanding and coloring and everything like that. That was a bit sad. Maybe that was supposed to be this way. Maybe this was supposed to merge. Oh. What's going on here? What's happening there? I'm not quite sure. I think I made a point last time of that not every line needs to be finished and completed and merged, but this does feel a little odd. So I'm just gonna... No, maybe we do this slightly different. I'm just gonna merge this one up here. Then there's gonna be another slide line in the back. And I get to remove the layer that's below that. This kind of weird sticky outy bit. Oh. Okay, and this eraser needs to be a lot smaller. Yeah, this is much more workable. Right, I have to switch between layers again. Exciting layer switches. Yeah, this looks good. This looks fine. I like this. Okay, where are things missing? There's something missing here. I have no idea what this is. It looks very cool. Maybe that was a leaf type thing. Like something... Oh! It's going behind something else. I see. Like this is going along like this. And then there is a different thing. Oh, that... Oh god. I don't know which one was in the front. So this one feels like the largest one. So I'm just gonna plonk it roughly in the front. Then there is this one, which is now going one layer into the back. This belongs to this sash here. Is it going to merge directly with this? Yeah, because then the other one is in the background. Okay, I think this is roughly working out the way it was. Not exactly. I'm not trying to do a complete replica. Because I still feel that would be kind of silly endeavor when it was supposed to be doodling in the first place. So kind of like this. Yeah, although this one can use some of the helping lines to direct the flow a little bit. Kind of like this. I think this is coming together nicely. It's not exactly where I left it, but it looks a lot better than it having the large lettering of progress written over it. Obviously, I was thinking about going to the area where I did the thumbnails, but that layer is also completely gone, or that file. It was also open at the time and kind of got closed, deleted, never to be seen again. And I assume if I had caught it earlier, I probably would have been able to recover some of it. But since I then spent at least a few days doing other stuff and not really looking at the, or realizing that Photoshop had been closed at some point and had not reopened. I assume over a couple of days, any files that could have been there were just kind of replaced. Okay, this one is a very cute looking one. It looks very proper. I don't know how a bulb can look proper, but this one sure does. Alright, some of those pipes will be connecting now. This one is just going to be a divergent pipe. I don't know what you are, but you are now, I guess, part of the story. That one on the bottom here I have to get rid of because I do not know what it's supposed to be. I think there was something coming off here. So maybe I can just draw something that does a similar job here, rather than just erasing it. Oh, that feels so good to draw. Because I can just let my hand curve naturally. So much better than this opposite pointing curve, which is down there. Alright. Now there's a lot of different elements that kind of need to continue somewhere. So once I zoom out again, I have to check if I'm if there are now other areas that feel particularly empty. But it looks so nice. It just looks... I'm starting to be proud of it again. I felt very down, but now I'm not. I didn't think I could draw something remotely decent looking after so much time just not spent drawing. Spent time doing other exciting adult stuff. I spent time in Excel, in R, coding, doing data analysis, but definitely not drawing. And oh boy, now that I'm doing it again, boy did I miss it. Alright, something like this. This is fine. This is good enough. I'm very excited to see how this thing, or what this thing looks like once it's done and colored. I was very much looking forward to the coloring process. Right now, that's obviously a little bit dampened. But I hope that I can just continue with the coloring process today. All right, many of the big things are done. There are the elements on the left side here which are broken, which I have to repair. But outside of that, I'm almost done. This recovery went, thankfully, a lot faster than I thought it would. Yeah, I think if I had to redraw things from where were the layers? Was it? If I had to redraw things from this point, that would have been extremely annoying. Maybe it would have been fun eventually, but it would have been so disheartening. Losing so much progress, that would have been really, really sad. Especially since every time I finish with something, I really look forward to the next step. Because then it's something entirely new, something I haven't done in a while. And the coloring, shading, all of these are really nice and interesting steps if I get to them. Many are also just exciting because I'm looking forward to, I guess, either learning them or maybe I have learned stuff in the meantime that I don't know about that I can now just apply. I don't know what's happening here. I think this needs to go. I think whatever is this thing needs to not have this kind of jutting line. I think I'm fine with just, yeah, I'll just get rid of all of it. Whatever this line was, it's now starting from down here again. I think, right? That's a different line. Ooh, this is kind of weird. Where the hell does this line go? Or was that just a helper line? Okay, I'm just gonna finish up this upward pointing line. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer for this. I guess the layers don't really matter anymore. It's not like I have a lot of progress I can fix through layers. Am I gonna reach? Yep, this is the very top of my drawing tablet, so I have to go up a little bit to be able to work with it again, just like this. Yeah, I don't know what this big chungus is, but this one also is leaving us. Alright, the others are on the different layer. Alright. This is now cleaned up a lot more. This line, also no idea where you come from, but you're leaving. And I guess even this line up here. No idea what you're doing, but you're gone for now. And with that, all these lines as well, you're just all going the way of the dodo. All going bye-bye. Just like my progress from last time. All going the way of the dodo. I think I had a similar issue with this, or with, not with this, but with Photoshop maybe a few years back. At that point I was like, oh no, I really have to turn on autosave, and then I did. But this is a different Photoshop, it's a different version, it's a different, I guess, user or owner name. So now all of these problems are suddenly back and in greater numbers. And obviously the solutions that have been worked out through many years. Oh, this one was really cool. I remember this. This was like a folding leaf. Oh, let's hope I can replicate this one roughly from the way I remember it. Because this one was kind of, yeah, it had a very leaf-like structure because it went kind of like this maybe. And then I think like this. Oh yeah, I remember this one now. And then this one needs to finish up so I can actually make things go past it and go up top, just like this. Perfect. Oh yeah. I think this is coming together quite nicely. I might put on some music, just some very faint background music, hopefully. Hopefully I can make that work. Just to make things a little bit less just my voice. Let's see, how low? That's maybe a little bit too low. That's maybe a little bit too loud. Well, gonna be roughly fine. Yeah, I think if my voice is now a little bit drowned out, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep this on. I think as far as I know, this music is fine with streaming and kind of fine to run in the background. It's a little bit too hectic. I mean, it immediately started to become a lot less hectic, so I'm fine with this. Oh, this is gonna be quite a lot of strokes because it's once again going into a direction that my hand just doesn't naturally want to move. I think I'm on the wrong layer again. But at this point, who cares? Right here, I can remove this very thick part a little bit. And now this very thick part. And we can add a nice helper line in here. Roughly like this. This helper line needs to be extended. Alright, have I fixed it? Maybe. I think maybe this one, does the halo part need to go around here? Like, does this make sense? If I just draw it like it should be roughly? No. I think it's fine if it's covered by the whatever this very loud sash is. Alright, things might not look exactly like they used to. There are definitely changes. Some of them intentional, some of them just because I don't know what it looked like before. But yeah, I'm now once again quite happy with the point I'm at. I think this looks very nice now. Once again. I'm actually gonna take this layer, I'm just gonna take the blue from this layer and kind of make a new background layer and just quickly fill this in with blue. So now it looks very similar to the way it was before. Oh, and I'm already back at the spot where I was last time. I think there's definitely something to save. Oh, there's some white in here. There's some white on this layer. That's weird. Okay, maybe I can get rid of that quickly without too much of a hassle. Yeah, this looks good. Some more white that I missed? No, nothing. Alright. Oh, up here there's something missing. I don't know exactly what, but maybe these big bubbles need to teeter out a little bit. So maybe we draw a slightly smaller bubble up here. some friends along the way. Maybe some extra friends, just companions. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. Now for actually drawing stuff again, or painting stuff. I'm gonna make a new layer here, and I might have to clean up the red layer a little bit. Just the edges around here where it is flowing over. I might do that, I guess, in post, kind of separate the black layer from the paint layer, so I'm not going to bother with it right now. Well, let's go for some other area. I think this diamond opal crown thing, I want to be a very dark purple. I feel like that could be cool. So something like this. Oh, I have to make sure to make the paint layer the lowest layer, otherwise I'm drawing over my borders. My hand-drawn borders. Oh, now I remember why I was at 30. Now this is awful to do. Let's make this a lot larger. 30. Oh yeah, this is much nicer. And I guess it kind of makes sense. You would start drawing with a little bit of a bigger pencil or bigger brush. Again, it does look a little bit like I drew this in with a felt tip pen, which maybe is not quite what I want to do. But I mean, it's also a look. I don't know if it's a look I really like. Okay, the lower one I'm just gonna do in a slightly different shade. Doesn't need to be completely different. I think it's because I'm doing these very small strokes and very much following the lines, which is very much, I guess, the beginner felt tip pen approach. I don't know if I like this. I might need another highlight layer or low light layer. I'm gonna leave it alone for now, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with these appendages. Oh, and now I'm getting to the point where I definitely need to erase some of the previous red. So let me remove this layer, and I guess I have to do that right now. I guess I want to do that right now. Now, okay, this is not easy. This is something that I have to do very painstakingly in post. I think yeah, I think that's something that's not very nice to watch or to look at. Which area would be nice to fill in? I think the bubbles. The bubbles are gonna be slightly darker blue. So I just guess I'm gonna start with the current blue. Then we can maybe do something of this color. Maybe that's maybe it's too dark. What do bubbles look like? I guess none of the other images really have bubbles, so maybe I need to also expand my repertoire of reference images. I'm trying to imagine or to think about what bubbles look like in reality. I could just obviously Google something, figure out if I find a nice image of bubbles underwater. Because I think they're not actually any specific color, just distort kind of the background around them. Ah, yeah, I see. I'm gonna add an image, just once again, image from Google as a quick reference. This is now part of it. Oh, that's now a lot smaller. Oh, the other ones have a background. They're not renders. I guess. Yeah. This is fine. So like this. And you can kind of see how they just distort whatever's behind them. Maybe with a slight blue outline. So yeah. Maybe they don't need their own color, but rather the color of the background. Maybe doing something like these sashes is a nice distraction for now. And I think to avoid being too small, I'm gonna start with a fairly large brush. The halo, I mean, it would kind of nice to have the halo actually be kind of a, maybe not golden, maybe kind of golden. I want a little bit of a darker yellow, so something a little more like this. And yeah, I'm gonna, this time I have my layers, so I can just fix up the background in post. I think that's not something that I need to stream. But yeah, any area where I overlap, where I go over the boundary, is something that I can very easily clean up afterwards, that I don't need to worry about right now. So I can just focus on having a nice broad strokes for the halo. Ooh, and then I can experiment with these bubbles a little bit, because I can then see what kind of effect I can have with the bubbles. Let's see what the bubbles do on the reference image. They kind of they only distort a little bit. Actually not as much as I thought they might. So I'm gonna... Oh, that was the thumbnail that I just closed in the background. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna experiment with the bubbles a little bit for today. And then I'm gonna call it and clean up things a lot more for next time. So that I can actually do more filling in, do more painting, do more drawing. Maybe not more drawing. Drawing is fairly over now. But a lot more filling in. Naturally, I could just use a filling tool to fill this in completely, but I feel like that would be a disservice. I kind of like this hand-drawn style or hand-drawn feel of this image right now. It isn't super clean. It's a little bit, I guess, it feels a little bit more amateur-y, but I am by all means an amateur, so why wouldn't I do something that feels a little bit more authentic? I'm not quite fond of this multi-layered brush, I guess. So going in with a fairly low transparency and then just going in multiple layers and multiple strokes to make things a little bit uneven, to give things a little bit of a texture. I think that's kind of nice. And then the next approach, I can then go over that with a different color. Let's see, what can I just... Yeah, this is kind of what the erasing is like. So every area where I went over the borders, I can just quickly erase as long as they are on different layers, and don't have to worry about sticking to the edges of what I've previously drawn too much. I can just... Oh, there's a little bit of yellow sticking out. Don't want that. Perfect. I'm gonna free the tentacle just for now. The tentacle is definitely gonna be some more of a, I think, reddish color. Oh, that gives me an idea for the crystal thing. I think having the crystal thing be mostly black, maybe with some white speckles, and then obviously the shine, making it seem very reflective and shining, might be really nice. Alright, looking at bubbles again. I guess this way you can look at bubbles again as well. There's a little bit of distortion, like the top part of the bubble is maybe fairly... Is it white? Yeah, it's like almost bluish white. I don't want to try to do photorealistic bubbles because that's a little bit too perfectionist. But I can at least... Oh, and this time now I once again need a much smaller brush. I'm gonna go with something like a 30. So do something like a nice outline. Is it fine like this? I mean, these bubbles also don't really look like realistic bubbles. They're not intended to look that way. So I think it's fine to have things a little bit, I guess, comic-y. So maybe I can think of something like another layer below that. Like a very transparent layer that I then can kind of fill with a more bubbly color. And that way I have the bubble effect. I think I might have to experiment with that a little bit more, because naturally like this it looks a little bit too faint. Then if I do it at 80, I think that's almost too strong already. Oh, probably because I'm below the other layer. Okay, now it's definitely too strong. So something roughly like this. Just a layer with half transparency. Could be quite nice. Let me go back to the... I guess I have to figure out which layer I'm actually on now. So this one. This one is for the overlay. Yeah, I have to play around with that a little bit more. Figure out what exactly I like with that. I think it's getting close to something that I might actually really enjoy. But yeah, I have to edit that a little bit, figure out how I want it. I'm just gonna leave it as is. Actually, from afar, it looks quite nice, the bubble. I just have to figure out the correct proportion for the outside. So yeah, this was kind of a short repairing stream so that I can go back to the point where I was, or where I left off last time. Again, it Most of it got deleted, most of my progress, so I had to restore it from a thumbnail. This nice thumbnail. Ooh, now there are some other areas. I see there some glue wandered into. I'm gonna have to clean that up. It doesn't matter. Isn't that important right now? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of me repairing all of this. And yeah, I hope to see you next time, either on YouTube or on Twitch. I'm gonna upload this. I know that it's quite far removed from the gaming content, but maybe there's someone who finds some enjoyment in this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.